Welcome back, Davo. Quali 2 for round 7, PUKEKOHE Park Raceway V8 Supercars 2019 ASRNZ. Welcome back, pal.
Cheers, mate. What a cracker of a race that first one was. Be interesting to see how we go here. Compulsory pit stop, going out for quali now. The boys just falling into position. Crossy in the bright red. Look at me, Commodore.
Yes. Right, there we go. We've got some stuff up now. Found me buttons. Found all me buttons I was looking for.
We got the buttons?
Yeah, we got some buttons and
clicking the buttons okay
some
tonight.
camera angles, so we'll just pick up here on Mr. Jeff Rowe.
I think that's a good idea. Jeffro seems like a bit of a mover and shaker tonight, so
he does.
Watch his opening lap and see how he manages the cool tyre.
Every bit of road on the exit.
Oh, the boys are so disciplined. They do so well. Even with the little bit of lock up through the undulations and the bumpy track, the guys keep it together so well. Like the last race, only a couple of turns and a couple of spins, but yeah, very focused. Well done from all of them. Track's well rubbered now too, as you can see, coming down into the heavy, I think it's turn 5 braking area.
Yep.
Into the new chicane, bus stoppy section, and into the hairpin now.
This is pretty clean from Jeffro. This will be a good indicator.
And is that Jeffro catching up on the back of the back markers already?
He's just coming over Ford Mountain now. He's just coming over the up to the start finish straight. Yes, he is. Just come across the line. So what's that?
So that's going to be the only clean lap he gets. Because looks like he's bit of a shake there.
104.3.
Dealt with it well.
A 104.335. Plays
Very
there,
nice.
sticks. 104. What's he done? 3.38. Wow, these times are close.
Yeah, and you know, in the next couple of laps, this will come down into the threes for at least a couple of the boys at the top, maybe more. Bit of a practice session and some more qualifying. I'm sure you'll see more of these boys into the threes. Well, I expect so, but maybe not.
Yeah, so that's our top runners that have just filed out there and fired a timeout. Obviously, these guys have to roll out in championship order out of the pits. So, I haven't seen a shot being fired here from young Josh.
Where is Josh on the board there? I can't even see him on track. Scope. You see him out there?
Oh, I can't see him on out on the circuit, so I'm not sure what's going on there.
No, Josh is greyed out on my screen, so let's have a look. Showing in pits. Does he have some connection or car problems, or both,
or is he looking for a big challenge and going to start this one from the back?
Where? Oh, it's been done before.
It has.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I like it when the boys, especially the quicker guys, challenge themselves and choose to start from the back of the pack and just, you know, work their way through the field.
Contact into turn 1. It was Jeff. Yeah, Jeff and Rob, I believe. Yes, it was. Jeff and Rob into turn 1.
Oh, no. Jeff in the sand there, quickly back to the pits for a bit of a recheck of the car and a new set of tyres.
I'll be looking to see maybe a slight improvement here from Aztec.
Do you think Rob just didn't see him there as he
Yeah, hard to say. I sort of picked up on it late. You'll see in the replay, it did look like Jeff turned up there with a fair bit of pace,
Yeah.
and we've removed down the inside. No improvement there from Aztec. Did just see
No, but
Josh
still
Vertiger
solid
just coming into
time.
the server, Davo.
Okay, so he was having a connection issue. I just noticed there's Aztec came across the line. He's equalled JB's time, so they're both on an equal 04.38
Wow,
good
that's
times
very impressive.
from both. So.
Nick McIndoe's right there, only just on 2.5 tenths away.
So yeah, good solid effort from the boys there.
Nick's got a couple of tenths up his
Josh.
sleeve here. I don't know what's going to happen with him coming down behind Rob here for this hot lap. 'Cause he has got some pace on, and he is going to lose it all.
Situation. Oh,
He's had to board.
pulls well out of it.
That's a shame because he was well up there.
Mate, what can you say? It's just qualifying.
It is.
Given
It is.
the high average speed of a track like this, you know, qualifying's always close, and it's always going to be tough to find a bit of clean space. So he's back straight out there again. Looks like he's got Rob Dog right behind him, looking for the same bit of space.
Yep. Well, so what can you tell me, Davo? Is Josh out on track?
Well, yes, I was just getting to that earlier. Josh is back on track. He's pulled out. He's probably halfway through his first lap, and very unusual for Josh to have connection issues. So, be interesting to see what happens here. So he's on his first flying lap. Very tidy, nothing heroic. It's almost like he's we're very low on the time here too. So
Minute and a half to go.
I'm sure he's just going to try and punch something nice and clean out without overextending himself or the car. So be interesting to see this. Very tidy everywhere. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Can't pick up on him yet because he's not posted anything on the timing board.
He's well down the field. He's in 19th, so he's actually in between you and I, and we're both in the pits.
Yep. So I won't see anything until he posts the time, so I still can't pick him up on the cameras yet.
Across the line.
Straight to the top.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
No pressure.
Very tidy lap. The car never looked out of hand. Hardly looked like he was trying. Unbelievable. Sure, Jeffo's sitting back there, and JB just thinking, my God. Oh, there's JB actually, just having a little bit of a look at the wall.
Gonna see a slight improvement here from Nick McIndoe, maybe not. No, just lost it coming across the mountain there.
Easy to do. Such a tough part of the track.
It is. I heard the guys talking early in the week, very early in the testing actually, about they were early looking at the numbers on the deltas, and I heard them mention, a couple of the guys mentioned that if the delta was going green on the way into a lot of these corners, they knew that they'd fluffed it basically in respect of they really needed to see the delta going green on the way out of the corner. And I wonder whether that's some of the critical corners, like onto the back straight and then certainly that final turn.
No doubt.
The Aztec improved to go up onto the front row provisionally in overtime, only just over a tenth slower than Josh to take that P2. So that's a great qualifying effort from Aztec, who we have seen to be strong all night.
That is well deserved. Well deserved. And you could sort of see it in him, and you could see it in the car. The car looked solid in early qualifying in the last race and last race. So it's good to see he's pulled that on nicely.
Very good qualifying.
Very nicely.
Nice.
Yeah. So a few of the boys struggling there. Some of the quicker guys. It's unusual. Josh up the top, no question there. Aztec second on the front row there. Well done. Jeffro and JB on the second row with Nick and Farmer. Farmer's done an awesome job to get the car up on 6th there, is it? So,
yeah, so
well
I'll
done.
have a look at that board there and have a look. So, just looking at the spread there, so it looks like, yeah, Aztec got sector 1, JB got sector 2. I got sector 3, probably, yeah, quite possibly Josh. So we've got a bit of a spread here. Jeff's tucked in behind Josh this time. Previous race he was beside him. This time it's Aztec's turn to have a bit of a go at a drag down into turn 1. You know, you'd argue that Aztec's got the optimum line. I mean, if he can get the first and second stage of the starts level pegging with Josh, it's a long way round the outside. If Josh could live there on a cold tyre, he would have rights to turn 2, but man, that's a long way round, Davo.
Oh mate, I don't know who to focus my eyes on here. Is it 3rd and 4th behind with JB and Jeffro, or is it Aztec? We know Josh is going to try and have a crack at first into turn 1, so Farmer, 3rd row. Anything could happen here. He's got a premium line into turn 1 as well, so
yep.
Let's have a look at this. This will be interesting. Bumpy track.
Lights are up,
tires.
mate.
Race 2, compulsory pit stop, boys. Round 7, PUKEKOHE. Let's do this shit.
And they're away. Another good start from Josh. He gets these things off the line beautifully. He'll shift the car over just to cover into 1. Doesn't even have to. Takes the optimum line.
Oh, well done, Aztec. Nicely done.
Beautiful away.
Jeffro and JB want to have a bit of a think about side-by-side stuff. Think better of it. All the boys file through. Kenny a little bit out of hand on the last corner of the complex there as they race down to the turn 5 braking area.
Look at the celebrities still arguing over this position 3.
You know it. They all want it. Look at the boys. There's 4 of them there. They all want it. There's maybe 5 of them there.
There could be 5.
I think Steve-O wants a bit of that action as well. So look at that. Oh, hang on.
That was the McIndoe car into the back of the Angus Bergen car, so that's Farmer and Nick just getting it wrong. Nick, I don't think, realised that Farmer's trundled off up the road, so he was suffering from CPU issues, so hopefully that didn't give him a big spike down there. That might have been sort of unassisted.
I thought it might have been unassisted. From my view, it did look unassisted. Interesting stuff. Boys were doing so well. Look at this. We've got
oh man,
Jeff and
JB. But I had to tell you what, have a look at that battle pack behind them with Kenny, Crossy, Aaron E, Steve Melling, Rob A, Farmer. I mean, this is a big pack. This is a big angry pack.
It is a big angry pack, and have a look at it. We've got a funny mix of drivers here. A couple of really consistent guys. Maybe 3, but at least 2 with Stephen and Ash. And we got, you know, pretty well the newcomer, Crossy, and Aaron, which has probably struggled a little bit with the this part of the field. And these boys are bunched so tight. This is a good race to watch. Yeah,
hey, I'm just watching Aztec just pouring the pressure on, only 3 tenths away from Josh through the majority of that lap, and actually running 2.5 tenths that lap quicker than Josh did. So Aztec got some early pace here.
Oh, I'd love to know. I can't see him come up on my screen whether he's on a super soft or not. So I'm just interested. Most of the boys are on soft, so we'll just. He's quick. He's looking speedy, and so is Jeffro right behind him.
Jeffro is, yeah, right behind him. Aztec searching for something through the near chicane section there.
Look, you'll have to search long and hard, I think, to get around Joshy here.
Kenny looking for a move on Crossy out of the hairpin.
Giving it a good crack.
Nothing comes from it. But hey, I tell you what, though, Davo, Joshy and Aztec both checking out here on.
Oh, absolutely, and
John and Jeff.
But John and Jeff both checking out on the rest of the field as well. So they're gaining a gap between the two battles, and
yes,
which probably makes it safe for all. But this next pack, the Stephen Melling back, is just out of control.
Yeah, I've just picked up on Kenny. He's
Kenny's
just dived to the inside.
I'm sure Kenny's got Crossy's measure easily passed. I think Crossy gave him a little bit of space.
Yeah, he did.
Not a lot, but well done by both.
Yeah, Crossy will be awake to that thing wanting to turn around on him coming out of that turn 6.
Well, once bitten, we know. But look at the gaggle of cars. Another nice little pack behind them there with involving Bear Grylls and the Milwaukee car. A couple other contenders there with Rob A and
just looking underneath the rear wing of Ken Simpson here out the back of his car under the wing at Steve Crossland. He's just ranging up on him through turns 1, 2, 3. This is where Kenny basically got moved done before. So once again, it does look like Kenny's got good drive coming out of Castrol on the big back straight.
You've got to give both these boys credit. Like, Kenny spent more time in this V8 supercar mod than Steve Crossland has, but
absolutely.
Steve, a formidable racer, real life and online.
Yep.
He knows his shit. He's clearly confident tonight. The car's looking good, so yeah, great battle to watch.
Yeah, Ashley looking quite racy too as well. Ash Vertiger on Aaron E, but Aaron doing a stellar job at the moment. I mean, this is one of our newest members to sign up. I know that the ASRNZ boys encouraged him to build a PC and get into it. So yeah,
they've tainted him.
Oh, they
He'll
have.
never come back from it. Look, very tight battle between these boys. Look at these cars. You can throw a blanket over it, like there's 6 of them there. Unbelievable.
Yeah, Farmer in on the back of that.
And all sitting behind Steve Melling, and Steve Melling does not look like he's holding them up.
No.
So that's how quick all these boys are at the moment. So
yeah, hey, 7 rounds and all these guys are used to the pressure
well
now.
In. Yeah.
Oh, so that's the one car? That is the one car of John McDonald. Had a spin off to the infielder. Hopefully that.
Oh no.
Hopefully that wasn't too serious. Just pick up on F. He's still pressing on.
Oh, that's Jeff. Jeffro. No, it's John. Maybe John. Jeffro.
I don't know whether they had it coming together or I know John was speaking of.
Well, Jeffro just looks like he's back further than what he was earlier. And
yep.
He's come back up with speed, so we just look back at the replay there. The boys are so close in pace, Jeff and John, so they're just tough track stuff. He's settled in, he's gone back to hit the numbers, and there is a gaggle of cars behind this.
So, Aztec and Josh still under a second between these two guys. That's 7 tenths. It'd be nice if Aztec can string a full 60 together here and keep the pressure on Josh.
my scenario. Okay,
Yep.
is Aztec gonna be able to hang on to Josh's pace? Okay, let's say he does. What is it? It's a tyre war then, isn't it? Who
Well,
can manage the tyre? Who's
but
got the pit
yeah,
stop
but is it?
strategy
Because what we
and
saw
fuel?
last week, Davo, was that it became a fuel war because
Fuel war, that's it.
yeah, I mean, if is Josh running the car heavy and Aztec light, or is Aztec, you know, the same? Are they, you know, we won't know till we get to that half an hour mark and we see them start shaking these. He's very strong through the chicane section. He's all over the back of him.
Yeah, and is Josh still running the 20% BOP?
Well, look, he was in race
Surely.
1. I'm not sure whether that increased into race 2. Looking at the pace that these guys are showing, I wouldn't think it's changed.
No, well, he did win it, the race, so he wouldn't expect him to drop it off. So look at this. This is a ding-dong battle.
It is. This is the battle pack at the minute. Right,
And Aztec clearly is confident in his car setup.
yeah, he
tonight.
seems to be able to smash these curbs.
Mate, it's totally the opposite to what we've seen him in the last few rounds. I mean, you've seen little gains, but not a lot of success. And tonight, look at this car. It just looks solid. Very clean. Almost looks like Josh is covering his line there a little bit here and there.
I just flicked on to Nick McIntyre putting a move on Bear Grylls. See if he can get it done down into turn 4. And he does. He gives him a bit of room there. So Nick McIntyre, and he actually picks up a position on Rob there too, because Rob's had an off just in the middle of that chicane. Come back on nice and tidily though. So Bear and Nick both got robbed through that section there. So that puts Nick back up to 9th. Just ahead behind John McDonald, who's recovering in 8th position. We'll truck back to Aztec here because he's still on the trying to record the part label of Josh's rear spoiler.
Yeah, and I think he's got most of it now. And if you look down the straight there, you can see Jeffro.
Yeah, so he's like 5.3 seconds off of Josh, and I just want to watch that margin. Because if Josh has to get too defensive, they may see Jeff turn up on this.
Absolutely, absolutely. And he will be watching those numbers himself and will take full advantage if these guys come too close together and start affecting each other's time. So the different lines through that final couple of corners between the two cars. Josh was a really aggressive, hard left before the right, and Aztec taking a lot smoother, more direct line. It's interesting and very similar times still. Interesting track.
Yeah, Aztec car looked very, very good out of 3 there, which so it's turning onto the main straight. Very, very nice, which is I think Josh was a little tidier through 1 that time, but certainly Aztec had the measure coming out onto the back straight, and it's a pretty big shoot, so if you can keep doing that.
If you can hang on a bit just here, just watch the cameras here, and just watch Josh and Aztec's differing lines through the next couple of corners here. And
they're pretty similar through the hairpin.
They are very similar. Slightly shallower line from Aztec. But watch this here. Bam! Josh is way out wide.
And cuts back down.
And cuts back in. Look at the exit speeds are very similar still. 2 totally different lines. So.
Yep. So that margin back to Jeff's not really changed. He's about 5.2, 5.3 seconds.
I don't think these guys are upsetting each other at the moment. They've just got that little bit of space between them where they're not having to worry about each other. It's not upsetting Aztec aero-wise or, you know, braking-wise in front from Josh, and Josh isn't having Aztec pop the nose up inside. So they're just like, yeah, they're running their own laps by the looks of it.
We've seen Nick McIntyre and John McDonald both pass both pass Steve Crossland, and Farmer's gone back at some point too, because he's now 12th behind Bear Grylls.
Oh, so Farmer's gone south. That's not good.
And Kenny's right back at the moment. He's currently in 18th, so something's happened to Ken.
Okay.
A 104.770 plays a 104.756. So these guys are mirroring each other's times up the front.
Yeah, aren't they? Yeah, I see Nick and Steve very close together there for the lap, and small mistake from Stephen at the hairpins, just let Nick pull away.
Yep.
And to chase down JB. Aaron A doing really well too. Keeping the car looking really tidy. Again, it's just a little bit of a repeater race one where, you know, like prior to this pit stop that they're coming up to, they just seem to have settled in a little bit on their position and their pace, and it'll be interesting to see the fuel loads, tyre wears and such pan out in this pit stop. So.
Well, Josh has got a little bit deep into two. Hey, just on that, I just thought I'd ask you the question, Davo, just based on something you picked up on before. The altering lines into the final corner where Josh sort of hangs out wide and then cuts back down, and then has effectively a straighter run heading down towards the finish line. And Aztec taking the more conventional arc, I guess the smoother flowing race line. But
yeah,
what I can pick up on that, I'm not sure whether you agree with me, mate, is that I feel like Aztec's probably front left is under load for a lot longer, having that big long arc, whereas I guess Josh, by squaring the corner off as we're seeing he's going to do up here, is actually effectively going to take the load off the left-hand front quicker.
Oh, absolutely. But just looking at the attitude of Josh's car, and I totally do agree there. It's but I think the way Josh is attacking the corner, and I think he's loading the rear left.
Yes.
Equally as much as Aztec's loading the front left. So
Aztec very close here,
look how
Davo.
close they are here now.
Yeah, he was 14th quicker on the last lap.
This is the thing, like they're getting right up close to the pit stop here, maybe, and just where. Oh, who's got the tyre? You know, like who's been loading which corner of the car better? You know, like. And these boys are doing well. This is good. I'm gobsmacked, actually. I did not expect Aztec to be where he is in this race at the moment. He's done a really good job.
Yeah, I mean,
really
hey, look,
this is looking fast.
Yeah, he's obviously given the car a tune-up. He might have given himself a tune-up as well. I'm not so sure, but he looked good in race 1, but man, he looks the goods in race 2.
Definitely. Yeah, that was so close, that last lap.
Yeah, so he's just tidy there. He's hidden his apexes through 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I've got to stay on this for a little bit because I think Aztec's just gone. He's had a bit of a push at him there and just gone, I can do this.
Yep.
The car can do it. The setup's right. I can have a crack at Josh, but it almost looks like he's pulled back there. Just gone, no.
Hey, and they've got back markers coming here. Oh, see, he's a half a chance there.
Look at that.
Yep.
Look at that. So I think he's biding his time here. I think he's really calculating it, and be interesting to see watch this battle go down throughout the race. So. And
Jeff back to 4.6 seconds. So these guys have effectively lost the better part of 8 tenths to Jeff. In the last 2 laps, so I know Jeff, and I know he'll be thinking about whether or not, based on his starting fuel and where his tyres at, whether he thinks that, you know, in the next 12, 15 minutes, whether he's going to stop a laps before these guys or a lap later, depending on how the times are. Kenny pulling over to the right, getting off the race line, giving these guys plenty of space. Owen will have some blue flags waving, I'm sure.
And just looking back, I was just sort of clicked back forth, 5th and 6th, and looking for where Stephen and Ashley and so on were, and Ashley and Stephen were so close there. I think Ash just had a little bit of a brake lock up into the 2, 3, 4 complex there, and just let Stephen stretch his legs there. But I think I think he wants Stephen's position, and these two guys, super consistent guys on the track. So it'll be interesting to watch them throughout this race as well. Pit stops will be critical. Steve-O's a numbers man. He knows how to handle his fuel numbers, so.
I just had a bit of a scan down there as you're talking numbers and cars and stuff, and just, there's some good battles forming. I think we're going to see a bit of movement from Nick McIndoe and Aaron E, and John McDonald's making his way back up to Ash Vediger after that early incident, but there's no denying the raw pace and the sheer TV talent of Josh Vediger and Aztec at the moment. I mean, it's all about the Castron Nissan and the Dunlop Commodore at the moment.
Yeah, it's hard not to focus on it. Their boys are doing an awesome job. I mean, it's just we don't usually focus on Josh because he definitely.
I think it's great for him to get some airtime.
And he doesn't usually get a lot of airtime, but credit to Aztec, mate.
4.6 plays a 4.5, so he's still Aztec just that tiny little bit quicker there.
No mucking around.
I mean, these are still great times. I mean, these are times that we see still some of the guys qualifying to be mid-4s, full of fuel, 20 minutes in. Man, these guys are on the gas. Coming up to another back marker here.
I must say, like after knowing Aztec for a few years, and I thought, I sort of expected he would have had this pace a little bit earlier this season than he has. We both pedal beside and with him, and we know the talent's there, and obviously the car setup and the time on the track hasn't been there, but good to see him just unleashing the full force of the Nissan here.
Good to see the Nissan up there.
And keeping Josh honest, mate. Like, seriously, how often does Josh get this sort of pressure? Like, really?
Not often.
No.
Hey, so I'm just going to flick back here. Nick McIndoe looking like he's going to put a move up the inside / going to be outside here. These next two left-handers, can he make the car live there? And he's driven the long way around there. Good that we actually got to catch that on TV, because that's a beautiful move. Well done, Nick McIndoe.
Impressive.
Equally as good from Aaron. Yeah.
Well, good spatial awareness. Saw Nick was well up on him and, provided the space, so...
Farmer looking racy on Rob as well.
Fair shape, that shit.
Good
work from both the boys.
You're right. Hey, so Ash is ranged up on the back of Steve Melling, so that's sort of bottlenecked again. Stephen had a bit of space after John McDonald had lost his position earlier on, and but Ash has done a great job here working up to the back of Steve-O. So looking at those times, Josh on a 1:04.998 versus Aztec on a 1:05.0, so still nothing in that. Jeff on a 1:04.9, so he's mirrored the leader's pace to be only 4.5 seconds off of the leader this race. Currently sitting in third.
Well done.
Stephen running a 5.4, Ashley a 5.1, so Ashley picking up 3.5 tenths on that lap. This is going to be on. This
will be on. I've got to take a quick break.
Right, Davo.
I shall be back before the pit stops.
Sounds good, mate. Right, so just jump back on board with Aztec Joshy battle. So that's just ranged to a second. Right, that could have been a little bit of traffic in there because I've come past Pete. see if that ranges back up, see if our Aztec can pull that back down to the sort of half a second that they've been running for the best part of this race. It could be traffic. Which Aztec has caught another lap of it. Carlo racing Mule. So that could play a part in this, these margins. F still 4.5 seconds off. Ash creeping up onto the back. Devo down. Farmer's still trying to work his magic on Rob E, so it's a carrot to get back inside the top 10, and there's a good opportunity there with Rob getting pretty sideways out of there. Puts Farmer on the inside for the final 2 corners and gets the job done. That's beautiful presence of mind to be there. Rob will look for a switch back here onto the front straight. Nothing in this. Maybe a look down into 1 down the inside, slide overlap. Farmer shuts the door. And that is very, very close. Good racing for both these guys. As I said before, Farmer just out braking himself down into 2-3 there. Just tags the wall a little bit and he'll get that thing going. I just want to just click back onto this front battle again because we did just see Josh jump into the 5s and Aztec was still in the high 4s. So once again, could be traffic inspired because they have caught Brendan, aka B-Dog. B-Dog circulating out there in 13th position, so he is the quickest of the guys that are a lap down at the moment, currently in 13th, so well done to Brendan. So still nothing in this battle here between Aztec and Josh. Props to Aztec taking it to Josh. Josh will be loving this. And we have got the Ash Vertiger and Stephen Melling battle down to well under a second. As you can see, I've just put the cameras onto that battle. There's nothing in that. Coming up at the 35, so just under half an hour in. We're only going to see another probably 2 to 3 laps before we see some guys starting to make pit stops. Wondering whether Ash, now that he's arrived here, he can't get this done inside the next 2 laps, he may decide to take a pit stop and try and undercut Stevo because he's clearly got some pace.
Yes, absolutely.
Welcome back, Davo.
Just watching that battle as I walk back in the room, and nice. 2 consummate professionals, these boys. These guys just are the epitome of consistency. They do not make many mistakes. No. Look at them, just smashing at their times. They're back in the field a little bit. That's just exactly where they're at home.
Yep.
Anything can happen, and you know it's going to be a numbers game with these 2. It's going to be a tyre thing, a fuel thing, something. It's going to be an undercut.
Yeah, hey, and on that.
Whenever you see these 2 go together into the pits.
Well, you know, if it comes down to a pit race, and Ash dives in. See, I didn't think he would stay there for very long, Davo.
There you go. There you go.
And you'd have your money on this guy getting the pit stops right. No disrespect to Stevo, he's a well-experienced racer.
Absolutely.
But Ash is one of the only guys. And Josh had actually taken a stop, and so had Jeff Burst.
There you go. And it looks like Aztec's been in. There's a few of the boys have been in. It's
Aztec loses the position there.
At the moment.
Ashley out.
Okay, I might run down to the pits there, see if we can just get Stephen Melling when he runs in here to the pits. So I'll just have a really quick word with him, a bit of a yell through the window.
Yeah, mate, you just let us know once you got it.
I'll take off. Yep.
Sounds good, Davo. Talk soon. Well, so there's a bit of a shuffle around there because it looked like Jeff was the big benefactor.
Just on the pit wall. I'm down on the pit wall here. Just if we can pull Stephen up on the our comms here.
Okay, we'll get awesome. Stephen on the comms. There you go, Davo. I think we've got Stephen on comms.
The comms. Yeah, hey guys. Davo here, mate. See you coming into the pits here. How's the race been going?
I went the wrong way with my roll bar setting trying to look for some more turn in, and I got the turn in, but I got a bit of instability in the last turn. You might see I'm a bit slow, lose a bit of time to Ashley.
Mate,
he's pitted early. I've had to cover him.
Good battle with Ashley there. Is it a fuel game or a tyres game here tonight?
Oh, we should all have enough fuel. But yeah, tyres and I think race position, like track position, like me covering him now. Hopefully I can hold him off.
Nice work, Stephen. Good luck, boy.
All right, mate.
Thanks,
Hey, we'll leave it to it, Steve-O. Looks like it's going to shake out for you in the next lap or so. I'm not sure where you've come out. I think Ash has maybe had something go wrong or something, mate, because he's actually behind Crossy now. So, hey, best of luck for the rest of the race, mate, and we'll talk to you a little bit later.
Okay, it looks like he must have taken more fuel than me, and maybe I've under-fueled myself. Let's see.
Ooh, okay, best of luck, pal. Well, there you go, Peps. Davo.
Back up in the box, and what did Stephen just say he may have under-fueled himself there?
Well, I did mention just prior to them going in that I wouldn't bet against Ash Vertigo when it comes to pit strategy, because the guy never runs out of fuel. We have seen Steve-O run into a couple of fuel issues.
Did hear you say that? And Stephen has run into fuel issues throughout the season already. Interesting.
And we've got a big change at the front too, Davo. I can tell you that last lap round, Josh Vertigo ran a 5.0 and Jeff Burst ran a 4.4. The margin is 1.1 seconds, but given he made 6/10 the last lap and they are dealing with traffic, my money would be on this battle closing up really quickly.
Absolutely, and like you said, I think just as I ran out of the box earlier there before Aztec lost a position in the pits, the whole field has just jumped around as we thought it might.
So do we know if Steve Crossland pit? Oh, he's looped it, almost looped it the same place as he did race 1. Okay, so that margin out the front has stabilised at around a second. Both of them running 4.8s. Jeff rose slightly quicker, just under a tenth quicker that lap, so he's still making consistent gains into Josh's lead there.
Steve Crossland into the pits.
The Crossy is into the pits, rightio, so that he was out of position, but he certainly shuffled things up for the boys.
He did shuffle things up for the boys.
And this battle is resumed. So Ash is recovered, and he is under a second behind Steve Melling. So this
he has taken up his position. That's right. And B-Dog in front of him is actually a back marker.
Yes.
So I'm sure he'll let the boys go here as he pulls across. Lets both of them
Beautiful.
go. Nice.
Thank you, Brendan.
Well done.
Quality.
Well done.
So just want to pick up on the recovering JB in the 888 #1 Win Cup entry. John has worked his way back. Yeah.
He has done well. It's just good, solid performance. No heroics. He really hasn't sort of shown up on the radar a lot.
He's only got 5 odd seconds down the road to Steve-O and Ash. So you know, there's a long way to go. There's still basically 28 minutes plus a lap.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And obviously, you know, made some gains in the pits. You can see Ashley and Stephen down the road. They're not really interrupting each other too much at the moment. So, like you said, it's still hard to get that gain when the boys are still, you know, like cutting good laps. So, B-Dog again, just moving over there for... Oh, Jamie just pulling a bit of slip from the car. Where's that detrimental? Oh, maybe, I don't know whether you got a lot of gain from that, gentleman. Were you watching that?
No, I was just watching Jeff just backing it into the hairpin. So sorry, David, what did you see?
Okay, that's okay. I just saw JB try and grab a bit of slip off
B-Dog
down the back straight, and it just looked like it didn't probably work as well as it could have.
Just cast your eyes back on Ashley Vertigo here, Davo, because, man, I think this is where we need to be right now, because he's caught right up on the back of Steve-O.
I wonder.
And he looks good.
Whether Stephen has just done a few fuel calculations as he looks at his fuel gauge.
And he's rolled out because that was a bigger gap.
And he's realised he may have underfueled that car. So this is the battle to watch. You're absolutely right.
Okay, hey, I'm just going to grab JB while he's got a few seconds to make on these guys and see what his caster's thoughts are. G'day JB, I don't want to upset your rhythm here, pal, but we've got you going live midway through this race, just rolling out after these pit stops. How you feeling, pal?
Oh, I wish these frames were better, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, we wondered whether you and McIndoe were still struggling with that.
Yeah, I reckon we're losing like 3 tenths, 4 tenths a lap just through frames. I mean, my times are nowhere near where they should be, but
Is that just when you're in traffic, Jeff?
When I go past the pits, it's a bit funny. Coming up through here, with this left, right, left part, it's
yeah,
quite staggering. I get a big CPU through here, so it's yeah, quite hard managed, to be honest. I think it could be a Vive thing.
Yeah.
The other boys with the other ones don't seem to have it, but
okay.
We'll push on. Made a little error at the start, so...
Yeah, we saw that, mate, but we thought you've recovered really, really well currently in P6, and you actually are making gains on these boys up in front of you, so hey, just stick with it, man, and you know, hopefully there's no big spikes, and you might be able to grab on the battle of this Ash Vertigo Steve Melling battle, mate.
Steve Melling battle, yeah, well done.
Yeah, that's the idea.
There's a fair bit of camera time there, pal.
Yeah, good on you. Cool, man.
Alright, mate, talk to you post-race, John Boy, thanks for your time.
Good work, good luck.
See you, boys.
Well, there you go. So he's struggling with a bit of hardware issues, but he's doing a bloody good job.
He is.
Jeff's not letting Josh get away.
No, he's not, and I apologise there again,
right,
John.
mate.
I called to Jeff.
Yep.
I've nearly slapped that out of myself. But,
you've done bloody
work.
well.
Back on Jeff with Josh. So close. These boys, like Jeff has just picked up where Aztec left off.
Yeah, I really feel
Josh
for Aztec here. He that first whole stint, you know, you spoke of, you know, could he go the whole way? You know, could he string this one together? And you know, I think based on car pace, he could. We've seen him come out about 8 to 9 seconds off of the race lead since they came back. That hasn't changed. So
that happened in the pits though, didn't it?
It did.
It did. So there's obviously a mistake made there.
I like the look of the Di Pasquale car at the moment.
The Di Pasquale car?
Yes, the Ash Vertigo. Just the way he's coming off of turn 11. The car looks very, very good through 10 and 11, our final 2 turns. And then even the way he's coming off of turn 3 onto the back straight. Stephen's doing nothing wrong. He's, you know, he's still driving a quick lap time, but there's just places there that I can just see that Penrite car's just got a bit of strength in it at the moment. But as we've seen in these previous rounds, Davo, that can come and go throughout the race.
Oh, totally, and that's the thing with these two boys, J-Man. They're just the cars. There's not a problem. They're never out of shape.
Oh, I've just picked up on Farmer, inside move on Rob into turn 1. And gets it done.
Yeah, and yeah, awesome move there by Farmer too into turn 1. Bumpy bit of the track, well done. But yeah, the boys are just nothing unexpected with these two. It's just solid stuff. Stephen knows he's got no threat unless Ashley's right up beside him. They just keep hitting their numbers. Ashley's comfortable where he is. If he can see a puff of smoke coming from Stephen's car, he'll be all over it though. He just knows that there's a lock-up, there's a bit of space to be made, so just... Oh, and the see it straight away there in the hairpin. Slight puff of smoke. It makes, you know, maybe half a car length.
Yep. Did you just look at the way that the 99 car, it's a little bit kind of Josh versus Aztec there. Steve-O kind of takes that cut back across line, and Ashley very much the traditional smooth racing arc around there.
Yeah. I noticed that. It's interesting. It's the track is so technical. This place, it's unbelievably technical.
For a 2.9 kilometre layout, you know, there's a lot to get right, but there's a lot that can go wrong.
Yeah, and I sort of relate it back a little bit to Lakeside, where when you get such high average speeds on tracks like this, really low lap times, really high average speeds, they become really technical, because you just got to be on it all the time. There's no room for error. So yeah, the boys doing really well. It's good to watch.
Yes, so once again, Jeff and Josh riding 104.8 on the just under a second separated these guys. Feel like at the moment Josh is doing enough, but at 104.8, I don't think either of these guys are holding anything back. Driving on the absolute limit at the moment. I'll be interested to get a word maybe from Joshy shortly. So that's Crossy just re-entering there, just maybe a run deep game.
Yeah, that little sector there has been his nemesis all night. So it's not unusual to see him just re-entering the track there at the moment.
You might just grab young Joshy there.
Yeah.
We'll have a bit of a...
why not?
Yeah, there we go. G'day young Josh, we've got you going live in the comms box, mate. Pretty eventful race for you so far. How's it all going?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, had a lot of pressure from Aztec in the first stint, mate. Now you've got Jeff Burse applying the blowtorch, mate. You're pretty comfy though?
Could be more comfortable.
Yeah.
Just trying to crank the rhythm up.
Yeah, I know you're used to a little bit more, a few more digits on the numbers between you and the second position car, mate. But hey, look, we didn't see in between the break whether or not you actually got any more BOP added, or were you just running with the same you did in race one, or?
No, I just think the other guys are doing really well this race. I'm not really off the pace from last race, I don't think.
Yeah, you know, trading sort of 4.8s at the moment with Jeff. That's a great effort. We do have picked up on, I think at this point we've only picked up on yourself and Steve Melling taking a different line into the final turn 11. You sort of hang it out wide and cut the car back across, whereas a lot of these guys go for a conventional arcing line, and seems to be serving you pretty well, mate. That front left will probably a little longer during that process.
Yeah, hopefully.
Cool, mate.
You're just trying to stay away from that coming inside.
Yeah. No, you're doing a bloody good job. It's varying from sort of 0.6 to a second. So hopefully, mate, for your benefit, that this is where you finish, and for the rest of our benefit, that Jeffro stays here, because it makes pretty good TV, pal.
Yeah, cheers.
Awesome, mate. Talk to you post race.
Well done, Joshy.
Well, Josh didn't have as much to say tonight as he would normally, because I think he's got his hands full.
Do you think there's a little bit more pressure than usual there, J-Man?
Yeah, I think on reflection, Davo, he'll look back on this, and he'll enjoy it as long as he comes out on the right side of the ledger.
Absolutely. A testament to all these boys. Got to look when we flick across for a bit of a chat. You know, everybody keeps their cool and handles it pretty well, maybe except for Farmer. I think it was spinning before we flicked to him, but
we'll take the break for that.
He got struck by lightning or something. But anyway, it's just, you guys are awesome, having a bit of a chat to us in the comms box, and testament to your concentration. Well done.
Yeah. So just looking at, just want to pick up on the 18 car of ASRNZ, the Preston Hire Commodore. and Bear Grylls having a big moment at turn 11. Get the car going again. I'm not sure what happened there for Bear. I think it was on his own. Then he picks him up. Have a look there. And that Nick McIndoe putting a lap on him as well. So yeah, Bear's got it wrong there. But big props going back to Aaron E in that true style. Sorry, team. For running inside the top 10 again in 7th position. So this is another solid showing from Aaron. He's just going to grow confident from this event to event. He'll just keep improving every week. So he'll be happy with the race at the moment. Josh, you just get that out to a 2.5 seconds now, Davo.
Yeah, it was, I think that was a little bit of confidence there from Josh just pulling the car in the line, or is that Jeff just having a little bit of a lock-up here and there?
Yeah, well, we'll be interested to see what happens in the next 2 laps, whether stabilises or reaches.
We're getting down to the last, quarter of the race, so...
I mean, I think if Jeff could pull that back now, get that half a second back to be under. 104.6 plays a 105.3, so it's actually Josh has picked up the pace and Jeff has lost it here. So.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how Josh's tyres handle that little bit of lift in the pace. Because I thought Jeff had that little bit of a push a couple of laps ago, and it looks like his tyres are suffering from it. Just wondering whether Josh, after our little chat, he's having his push now, and just be interesting to see how it equalises. Like after the three boys have had a bit of a squirt there. It's almost like they're just stamping their authority on, like on the race basically, and just going.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Because he has grabbed that out to over 2 seconds. Now this is a great job there from Owen to move that thing off the race line and let those guys are close. Stephen Ash at it. That probably favoured JB here. I think that traffic is past Owen's thing. He can probably pick up a half a second, maybe 7 seconds out of that. Looking down the road, I mean, props to Aztec too. We haven't said too much about Aztec after that row of pit stops happened. He obviously ended up coming out in P3 and it didn't benefit him too well, but he's still doing a solid job. 3 seconds off the race lead. Still holding a 13-second margin over Stevo.
Well done, and obviously the 13-second margin over Stevo and the big gap in front of him is obviously, he hasn't had a lot of coverage because he's sort of sitting in a bit of a zone of his own there and just taking on the back markers. But yeah, good, at least a decent recovery back up in third position. Awesome, because I think he was down in 4th there when he came out. But Stephen and Ashley still banging on, and this gap is so close.
Yeah, it is.
They're so nice, these two guys. They're so polite. It's almost like it's no, after you. No, but after you.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to argue about the position on the track. You just love Ashley to stuff it down the inside in one of these big heavy braking areas, either 1 or down at 5, and put Stephen under some pressure. But you just sort of kind of think it's not going to happen.
Like you said, mate, ever the consummate professionals, gentlemen. I just thought I'd take a minute out while we're watching this battle just to thank the likes of Aztec. Aztec has handled a lot of our technical stuff for our screen, so all the pretty stuff that you guys see on screen, transition, the stuff that he does for Davo and myself. So thanks for all the hard work and technical stuff that you do put in to our viewers, subscribers.
Big props.
Thank you for watching. If no one's watching, it's probably not worth us doing it, so we appreciate your feedback, your comments, your likes.
But we know you're watching.
Yeah.
We know you're watching.
And Davo, for you, mate, for covering me when I'm not so fresh doing this stuff every week. That's cool, man. Thank you.
And vice versa, I must say.
But anyway, yeah, I've still stuck with this battle on the cameras in relation to bloody Ash is just all over Steve at the moment.
Look, I'm still focused on Ash and Steve and myself. It's like Groundhog Lap. You know, like these guys, they just hit their marks every time. It's exactly the same line. They're 2.5 car lengths apart, just about the whole lap. It's unbelievable.
Just looking out the back of Ash's car, there's a 888 Commodore ranging up. The one car of JB is found his way back into here, so permitting that he can not have too many frame issues on that VR headset of his, he could turn up here with 10 minutes to go and have a go with these boys, because I reckon he's got about as much pace as he needs.
He's definitely never short on pace, JB, so yeah, whether he just takes the gamble, you know, like I know he was mentioned it before, and you'd sort of talked to me about it earlier before the race, and that the boys had been having frame issues, and there's nothing worse than coming up on a group of cars like this, even when you've got the pace, and have frame issues, because it's so unsettling, and I'm sure he'll have some reservations about getting too close to these boys in front of him that have done an awesome job and are in their own race, you know, so.
Props to Steve-O. Steve-O's had another one of these races where he's just withstood pressure. I think by the time we wrap this show up tonight, Davo, he would have done 80 minutes plus 2 laps of pressure, so he'll be deserved for a rest after this. The guys are mentioning earlier on the right shoulder just getting an absolute workout, because most of these guys are running a separate sequential shifter. There's a lot of one-handed steering work and a lot of shifts going on with the left hand.
And it does add up even on the cheapest of wheels with standard force feedback settings. You do a lot of one-handed work and you're shifting, mate, you'll feel it.
Absolutely. The 9 minutes 45 plus a lap to go. Ash is looking good. It's going to take something pretty special, but to get past Evo.
Yeah, Jeff is looking good up the front, but he's reined back in a little bit on Joshy, but
he has.
I don't think he's got the pace that, you know, it just takes too much to get up to Josh. Aztec still sitting out in sort of a bit of a no man's land there, bunched up with a couple of back markers with Steve Crossland and Bear Grylls. Yeah, awesome work by Aztec. I'm impressed. What a great night for Aztec. I think he's done really well.
Yep, I can't help but think that if that pit stop had gone his way...
it should be in second or even first. Like, seriously, that car looked like it could have easily been in first tonight.
Yeah, it certainly looked strong at points.
Yeah, so... But yeah, good run by Aztec. Good run by Steve Crossland too. Mate, I know he's not a fan of the car or the mod. He's just jumped in there. I know he loves this track, so he's obviously jumped in there and had a crack and, mate, a couple of spins, but yeah, showing some good pace. It's awesome.
John's still working his way back up here too onto that sort of. It's probably an even spread across the 3 cars, 4th, 5th and 6th, Steve-O, Ash and John. John a little wide into one there. I don't know if he's got a bit of push there on that car, or certainly missed the apex of 1 and 2 there. Probably 3 John, to be honest. He's wide of the apex on all of that section, so suffering from a bit of front grip maybe.
Quite possibly, and just you know, we're looking at the lines through back series of corners, like we were saying earlier, you know, some of the cars lean right on the front and some of the boys are leaning right on the back. This thing clearly looks like it's been leaning on the front all night, so and it's starting to show, you know, show from it, so.
Solid showing from Jeff again. Jeff really takes to these V8s. Does a great job. Always just rounding up another back marker.
Spectacular to watch too. He wrestles it like a V8 too. It's awesome. The car looks nice to watch, you know.
Just down the field there. So Nick's recovered really well. Nick had a redress on Farmer early in the race, if you remember, Davo, and basically I'm not sure whether he saw where Farmer went or he just couldn't re-enter while the field was like that, so he did the right thing there. Got back in, he's worked his way all the way back up to 7th. Farmer's worked his way back up to 10th. So it's a great effort. I mean, I always, you know, these guys earn a lot of respect from me when they have to come back through like that, because it's you know, hard to get the head back in the right space, let alone, you know, try and drive around some of these guys.
Yeah, and it's tough. It's just a part of online gaming, and sometimes you
watching
just
the car one day,
redress. Look at this. Ash is making mistakes. He's let Stephen run away from him there. He came into the back sector of the... Come off the track. Now we've got... John's like right on his clacker.
Yep, and just remember Stephen mentioned that he could run into fuel issues later on.
Oh, it's close. Gentlemen, this is close.
That's very close.
John's smelling the blood, I think. I think John is still, because of his frame issues, I think he'll hold back. You know, just to show the boys in front of him a little bit of respect and not get tangled up in him if he gets too close. But Stephen just, actually just backing off from Stephen like that with a bit of tyre problem.
Oh, John, well out in the weeds there.
Well, that's what Ash did the lap before. This is where it started, so...
Pushing really hard, these guys.
Aren't they? So this is for 4th, 5th and 6th. No mucking around. Ash looks like he's pushing that thing deep in under brake, so if you're watching Ash's car. Nick McIndoe.
Rounding up round the outside of the lap car of Pete. Stevo having the measure on the pace of these guys at the moment. They were running a 5-0. The two preceding cars behind them, Ash and John, both running 5-1. So not much in it, but I guess if you're the lead car and you're still posting the better lap times, you know, he's probably quite comfortable. There's still that cloud of fuel hanging over him with 3 minutes 20 to go plus a lap. You'd be wanting Josh to hit that line at the right time, I'd say.
Yeah. Look, Steve. I think it's when Steve's in the right position here. He knows all he's got to do is hit his marks, and he's got no one in front of him. No pressure from behind. As long as there's no mistakes, he's all over it. So it's good effort from Stephen.
Pete, just picked up on Pete putting a stellar move through the chicane around the outside of Rob and got it done too. That's a beautiful move from Pete there. Those guys have just got the leaders coming up on them now, so that'll probably benefit Pete because they'll get to Rob first, who'll have to back out. Yeah, that was really well done from Pete there. So John, just falling off the back of Ash a little bit, I just wonder whether what you were saying, Davo, was happening. He might have got up there and had a few frame issues and decided to concede.
Yeah, I know, only from personal experience, you know, like when you got frame issues and you still want to race, you definitely respect the other boys around you, and you know, if you're going to get frame issues when you get close to them, you'll give them space,
yeah,
rather than bite. So and hold position. So that's where I just see JB at the moment. You know, like just watching the attitude of his car. The car looks solid and tidy, but I don't think he wants to attack. And then you've got Stephen in front of that little pack, and he's just hit his marks. Like you said earlier, you know, just look at his times,
just
he's
picked
doing
up
it easy.
on Josh. So he's just gone across the line with 1 minute to go. So what I do see happening here is this will be the second to last lap. There should be only
With
one
back
lap.
markers.
Yep, there'll only be one lap after this, so this could work in Steve Melling's favour if he is tight on fuel. Be interested to see how tight he is. He's just pulling that back to a second and a half. Back markers probably played a factor in that as well.
Yeah.
I'm just riding on board with Josh here, Davo, because I just want to watch this clock and just make sure that we pulled this right. I think we have. 12 seconds.
It's going to go down to the Y here. Yeah, that's it.
Be a couple of seconds.
You got it? Oh, yeah. We've got 5 seconds now. I think you got that.
3.
Yeah.
Yep. There'll be one to go. So it'll be Stephen will be pretty happy about that.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. It'll be interesting whether he just threw us a bit of a bone there before we just.
There's a pretty big move there from John Boy down into the hairpin. I didn't realise he was that close, but definitely look a lot closer than I thought on Ash.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think it's going to make the move anyway. Yeah, those guys are locked in for sure without a mistake.
Yeah, and like you said, these guys are. There's a lot of respect. Oh, Stephen having a run wide. This is going to cost him. Just picked up on Stephen on the last lap, having a big run wide down into 3.
Shocking place to do it too on the back straight, entry of the back straight. This is. He's going to get the slip, but not close enough from Ashley. Sue's going to keep it together here. Just to tighten things up at the end of the race.
Wow. Hey, props to Josh. Josh has just crossed the line with another solid victory with Jeff Burson second. We can't take our eyes off of this battle for 4th, 5th and 6th.
JB thinks he's going to have a bit of a crack at this now. Steve Crossland getting off the road quickly.
Last chance hurrah here.
Look at it.
There's nothing in this.
That.
Well done to Aztec for rounding off the podium in 3rd, but big congratulations to Stephen Elling for holding off Ash Vertiger, holding off John McDonald, and then picking up on Nick McIndoe here.
So we got John McDonald.
Oh, Nick's had a huge run wide down there. Did he lose a position? No, he did not, because the next position is ASRNZ. So that was a big scare for Nick here to have a big run off down at the hairpin. Well done to Nick, fighting his way back into 7th position. ASRNZ, congratulations on a top 10 coming home in 8th. Steve Crossland, awesome. A brilliant drive into 9th. Farmer driving back to 10th. pulling up onto turn 1. I wonder if he was tight on fuel or that's just really decided to stop.
That's
Pete
normal.
for 11th, Rob 12th, Kenny 13th, Air 14th, Carlo 15th, Jake 16th. Not sure who we lost in 17th. Might have been B-Dog, and then Owen in 18th. So congratulations to all our drivers tonight. Couple of good victories there for Josh. Hard fought, but he would have enjoyed the battle there. And yeah, thanks for our viewers for watching, and be sure to tune up again this time next week, and we'll do it all again. Thanks, Davo.
Thanks, gentlemen. Thanks, everyone. Click the buttons. Join us next week. It's been awesome.
Right. See you guys.